Welcome guys, this is Edwin, and today we're going to be talking about the full-size Sheepdog by Emerson knife. The one in front of you is a exclusive model from Action Concept, but we'll go through the difference between this one and the one that you can find in production version, okay, as well. That is very similar. And before we start talking about the knife, let's make sure that you're aware this is a collaboration between SDK and G and Emerson knife. And SDK and G is led by Lieutenant Colonel David Grossman, and he is, he have done extensive studies on the effects of stress and combat on troops and emergency personnel and things like that. He have two books, one called On Killing and the other one on combat, that is highly recommended. If you are into the self-defense weapon, sometimes we don't study enough regarding the mindset and the psychological effects that people go through in this very high stress situation. And he have done a lot of studies on that. One thing I highly recommend for you to listen is the Emerson podcast number 6, where Ernie interview him and they go into details on all that information, okay? And again, the guy has an extensive background, military background, and studies on all this, so he's something that everybody should check out. Now, let's talk about this knife. The knife first is done as a knife for emergency personnel, law enforcement, firemen, troops, and stuff like that. And there were several features that we will discuss on it that they wanted to make sure they tackle. Now, let's see and compare this against the CQC7B. That is an excellent model, like I discussed in the past. As you can see, it's a little bit bigger in terms of blade. Okay, we're talking about a 3.5 inch blade and 8.4 inch overall knife. So it's a good size, I will say. I like that size. Let's see and compare this against the Spyderco Tenacious. That is a great entry blade for everybody. Again, it's bigger than the Tenacious, but just doing a quick comparison here. And the Buck 110. Let's make sure you can see that right there. Okay, these are some of the comparison shots there. And again, there were several reasons and several features that the team, when they were collaborating on this knife, wanted to hit. And the first one is they wanted to make sure that this was a knife that have all these 3 opening mechanism. The flipper, okay, so this knife is running on bearings, the thumb stud, and the wave, okay? And they wanted to make sure that you can engage all that. Doesn't matter if you are right-handed or left-handed, you should be able to engage all that, no problem. And they have done an excellent job on that. And that flipper, it can be a push button flipper, or you can do a, the switch like that, but I usually prefer the push button on it, okay? In this case, we're talking about the Action Concept exclusive and the differences between this one and the production model. First, obviously, is the whole brown micarta that we have on this model, and normally it comes in G10. The blade in this case is an S35VN blade steel, but by default it will be the 154 cm. That is a gray steel, and obviously in this case it comes with all the hardware in satin, and normally it comes with black hardware. So that's the main difference between this exclusive version of Action Concept and what you can find in the Emerson Knives production website. Okay, be aware of that. Let's see what else they were looking for. So we talk about the opening mechanism. The other thing they wanted to make sure they hit is that flipper work as a guard, meaning so when you are holding that knife, right, that flipper will extend right there and it will make sure that work as a guard so that you don't, if you're doing some type of thrusting or something like that, it's actually protecting your fingers to don't go to the blade. So be aware of that. Handle ergonomics is excellent, okay? Like most Emersons, it just melt in your palm and there's no empty spots on it. It feels full and that's great, okay? No hot spots or anything like that when using this blade. This blade is a beautiful buoy. They have two options for it. They have the buoy style and the spear point, and I'll put a picture of the spear point on it. And both of those blades have a V-grind on it, meaning it's been grinding both sides, okay? And you have the classic chisel edge on it, okay? And one thing some of the guys were asking me, let's see if I have some, do I have any paper or anything like that somewhere here? Yeah, they were asking me, hey, that chisel edge, yeah, that chisel edge is perfect, guys. I don't have any problem cutting to, okay? No problem at all. I can do down cuts like that, or I don't know. I'm not the most, perfect on cutting paper, but I can tell you there's no issues with that chisel edge on my Emersons, okay? And actually, I was cutting a bunch of packages today with it. It's my daughter's birthday today, and we were going through that. So yeah, that's the Emerson Sheepdog. Again, I can see there's a lot of options on this knife that make it definitely one of the favorite for people. And this is one of the models that is most popular in the Emerson website. And I can see why. You have the option of changing the blade in buoy style or spear point, okay? You have definitely all this opening system, right? You have the flipper, it's running on bearings for the flipper and that thumb stud, right? And one thing I forgot, but I need to say, is that you can carry this left or right-handed. It's already pre-drilled for both ways of carrying, okay? And I think that's a great option, for guys, right? In this case, like you can see, I have it set up for left pocket carry, and usually that's what I do with my Sheepdogs. You will see even, I have the mini here, and I also have it set up for left pocket carry when I have it on me. Okay, let me compare real quick that mini Sheepdog with the full size. For the most part, my wife took over the mini Sheepdog. So let's make sure I can show you this while she's not looking. You see? That's a 3-inch blade versus the 3.5-inch blade. And this is also a great size. Again, my wife took over my mini Sheepdog, so bye-bye to this baby. I need another one. Now, let's talk more about it. Let's see the close profile. Excellent work on the micarta. I'm a fan of the micarta work that Emerson has been releasing on the exclusive versions. All contour, you have that wave there. Okay, I think it's an excellent work. Again, the production will have G10 like you expect, and let's see how this baby carries on the pockets. In this case, I'm going to show the left pocket because I have it in that configuration. I was carrying this knife today, so I wanted to shoot the video real quick about it. Like you can tell, enough purchase there. I love having that purchase so that you can easily wave it if you need to, or if you don't want to wave it that way, right? But that's how it carries. Pretty good profile. And let's show you with a deep pocket carry clip. Let's see how it will look. Let me line this up here so you have an idea, right? It will carry like that, okay? And yeah, this is basically the Emerson Sheepdog. I think it's an excellent knife. I got it late in the game. I got this blade early or late last year, and it was my first time experiencing it with it. And I have no problem. It works great, So yeah, that's a Sheepdog. If you have any question, feel free to comment on YouTube, follow me on Instagram, or you can find me in the Facebook group or USN. Okay? Thank you for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye.